So I have now owned this Mitsubishi Outlander for the better part of a couple of weeks to nearly a month actually at this point, and I absolutely love it. This has been an incredible addition to my life. I have put already nearly 1,000 miles on it because I got to get some stuff done, and it's just that good of a driving experience. This style, this body design, they were all part of a new push by Mitsubishi to reinvent themselves. And now they're saying they're going to be doing it all over again. How's it going, everybody? My name is Nick Lanza, and if you're new around here, we do builds, we do reviews, and we have candid conversations about car stuff. So if that sounds like a good time to you, or at the very least interesting, please hit the subscribe button, and let's dive in to Mitsubishi leaving Nissan behind. With the deal between Nissan and Honda completely collapsing, it seems like, Mitsubishi has been trying to figure out what their next steps are. And given that they were far more profitable last year than they've been in many years since, with winning awards and getting chosen as a great vehicle to buy for the value with the Outlanders, Nissan and Mitsubishi have apparently had some conversations about what their next steps will look like. This is when guys like myself, who is a die-hard Mitsu fanboy, get very happy and excited because Mitsubishi has announced that they will be unveiling a completely new bespoke chassis in 2026. They are trying to distance themselves from the sinking ship known as Nissan so that they can in turn regain their autonomy again, but also have their own bespoke vehicles, no longer sharing chassis with the Rogue and other vehicles that we don't even have here in the States. They will now have their own completely unique builds once again. And this, of course, to me, is probably the best thing that they could do at this stage of the game right now. Every vehicle that Mitsubishi has gotten their hands on that has shared platforms with a Nissan product has been better than the Nissan product. We've already talked about how the full-size Outlander way outperforms the Rogue, but then you get into things like the Frontier, the pickup truck, versus the Mitsubishi variant, which actually performed well on rally stages and people are really enjoying it overseas. It just goes to show that Mitsubishi does have what it takes to make a good product that appeals to their audience. As a brand, Mitsubishi has a varied history of incredibly good sports cars and off-roaders to some abysmal models, and a lot of people are concerned that leaving the Nissan lineup might actually lead them back down that abysmal path. But I, on the other hand, as someone who's owned vehicles from their glory days in the 80s and 90s to now with this latest iteration of the Outlander Sport, or RVR if you will, I think that Mitsubishi can put together a solid enough chassis that we will all want whatever they come out with next. And with the conversation around Nissan's leadership kind of being in flux right now, this is kind of the best time for Mitsubishi to take that step forward and say, hey, this is what our game plan is. This is what we want to do. If you're about it, say what's up. Now, if I could, as a big avid fan of the Mitsubishi company, I would offer up a couple of things to be wary of and things that they should consider moving forward as they go to reinvent themselves yet again off the success that they've had. First and foremost, I think they should consider bringing a full-scale SUV back, Pajero specifically, but also bringing the Delica to the States. Now, we talked about this, I want to say about a year ago, and not a lot of attention was around that video, but I think now is the time for the conversation to really be had about bringing the Delica to the States. They're season-proof, and here in the States, when we've had some crazy topsy-turvy weather over the last 8 or 9 months, I would argue this is the time to be like, hey, you know how the weather's been crazy? Well, here's a van that can survive all of that. Back in the day, the Delica shared platforms with the Pajero, and we all know that the Pajero was an incredible off-roader. So if we were to reintegrate the Delica back into the States, I feel like that would be the best play for them right now because it gives them another option for sales. Maybe do a limited run, see how it goes, give us a rally art trim option, and also consider a new full-scale SUV because a lot of people are going away from the American brands. They're going to the Japanese for that reliability that most Japanese brands are known for. And given that the Outlander has shown itself to be a very reliable platform, even more so than its Rogue counterpart, being able to build something akin to that, but that's even bigger, would probably be a very good play at this stage in the game for at least the Western markets. Maybe not something for, you know, the UK and parts of Europe where vehicles need to be smaller for those smaller environments, but out here in the West, they would do real good. Another thing I would also say that Mitsubishi should consider is, in fact, bringing back a car into the lineup. There was this huge push and boom towards the SUV and the compact SUV and the big old full-scale trucks, and people are now considering other options because the fuel economy on these bigger vehicles is not nearly as good as something that's smaller. Given that your competitors are still producing good cars, you know, the Accords and Civics for Honda, you've got the different variations of, you know, wagons and sedans coming out of Mazda, Toyota, of course, killing it with their lineup. This would be a great time for you to re-enter the picture with potentially another SAWC setup inside of a car. It won't necessarily be a Lancer, won't be an Evo either, as much as we would love to see one, but for the sake of the company, having a bigger car would be a great choice right now. But with all that said, what do you guys think? Do you think that I am just full of it? Do you think Mitsubishi should not consider making its own lineup again and just stick to what's working right now? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments section. Specifically, I would love to know what you think about possibly reintroducing an actual sedan into the lineup, because there's just been more talk of sedans coming back into the picture again after the price of fuel rising and things like that. With all that said, thank you guys for watching. Also, for those of you who are fans of the channel, you'll notice that this garage is pretty empty right now. And that's because we are actually about to list my house on the market and officially move out of this space. I know this channel has seen many homes over the last several years, but we're hoping that the next one we land will be one that we can stay in for a long time and be able to work on really serious projects. Namely, I still got it. It didn't go away. The Windsor swap into the Mighty Max. I've actually changed my mind, and I'm going to try to finish that project over the next couple of years. So all of that said, if you're interested in anything else that we got going on behind the scenes here, check out our other channel, Car Rant Extra. I'm actually about to film a behind the scenes clip there, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Stay tuned for John doing stuff with his Mercedes, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace!